Good afternoon, solar YouTubers. Today is February the 1st of 26. We're in February again. We're here. That's pretty damn quick. From Christmas, actually from Thanksgiving until now, man, it's flown by. The sun is out. That's charging there, and that's charging down there. So pretty good charge. Um, Actually, I got more solar. I got 200 watts coming in, but that 10 amp charge controller is underrated. I need a higher amperage for those 200 watts. So I'm not getting the true 200 watts coming in. So, but I'm getting something. This will be charged. If it stays like this till the end of the day. It feels nice out there. Still cold, but that's what we got going on. What's the VVOR doing? Okay, I see that we're getting some solar in, so let's see how everything is. Oops, wrong button. Okay, that's the AC. We got 73 volts on my panel up there. 68. So it must be in the cloud somewhere. And there's only 25 watts. So I mean, it's not a whole lot. And then once you go that cycle, it goes to the right. I like to do so. The fridge is on. So when it's up to 134 watts, that means that the fridge is on. Because this here is my internet, is my router and modem. That's about 18 to 20 watts. So the fridge is about 120-ish. So, all right. So thank you guys for the comments on my last video I did yesterday. It was just a video of a question. So, I know that there's when your technology fails to back you up like you're expected to, what do we fall back on? And it's always going to be the wood stoves, always. That guy commented on having one of those military tent stoves. I gotta look into that because I do have a lot of used oil laying around. I mean, just all that good stuff. I was just, I don't know. I was just always thinking of a apocalypse type situation where everything goes off and everybody goes crazy and people are so back in the 150 years ago, we didn't have as many people as we have now, not even close. And so you could burn, everybody could have a wood stove and burn and not really worry about it. Nowadays, when 300 million people is going to try to go out and cut trees and cut them down to use for heat, that's what we got to worry about. But I'm pretty sure that would never happen. But I do want to say is you do have to have backup plans, okay? So if your main system, if your batteries somehow not getting charged, you grab a generator. And for some reason, if that generator does not work or you can't get it started, you always have your vehicle, okay? You can pull your vehicle up, hook your inverter to your vehicle and run extension cord and do what you got to do. Okay, and if the inverter goes down, it's just, I guess what I'm trying to say is always have backup, always have a backup plan. I am just fortunate that I do have backup. If anything happens to the VVOR, I got my old system. I got my charge controller, I got my pure sine wave, and then I can go from there. And then if something happens to my pure sine wave, I got two others, or actually literally three others, but two others. I got a 1750 and I got a 2000, both watts, but they're not true sine wave. So, that's the issue. But I just want to touch in on you guys and thank you for the comments of the question I had yesterday because she rose a pretty good question. I mean, main system's down. What do? We depend on this. And when it's not working, how do we deal with that? You know, so that's the kind of way I want to make the video. Just kind of, there are several, I guess you just got to deal with it, you know what I mean? But on that note, I am going to let you guys go back to your day. System's running good. No, I'm not, you know, it's the winter time. I'm not really running a whole lot off it. Here in the summertime, I will run my, you know, what I normally run now, my fridge and my internet. And then I have a fan sitting there that blows on me. I use this fan quite a bit. I even use the fan now. But I will have a fan blowing on me. I might have another fan. And so when I do that, those fans are running off of this or they run off of that. It all depends. And with 200 watts coming in just for this system here, I mean, I'm just running off of solar. So I can't wait till the summer gets here so I can start. I'm excited to use my system. I'm excited I get to use stuff, you know. And it might sound weird, but man, I kind of hope my power goes out. I kind of, you know, when we got all the snow out here, you know, I'm like, you know, I hope the power goes out, you know, and everybody's, you know, my neighbor's like, why? And my boss is like, why? I'm like, dude, because I got the stuff to survive it. I haven't really used it in that method yet. You know, totally no power, and I'm just running off of solar and my batteries, and I have to, you know, turn my generator on to charge. You know, I haven't been there yet. I have everything, so I can, but I just haven't been there yet. I haven't had that power outage. So I'm excited to actually go through that power outage because I know I'd be fine. I'm going to have heat. I'm going to have my refrigerators. You know, I'm going to have it all. And I do start my generator about once a month. I just stick it out there on the front porch. I just start it, and I just let it run for about, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes or so. And then, like every other time I start my generator, I would hook my refrigerator up to the generator and make sure that the generator itself is working. Because a lot of times you can start your generator and it's running fine, but then when you plug something into the actual generator, your motor's running fine, but the generator could be bad, you know? So on that note, but I do like every other month or so, every couple months, I turn it on, plug in the refrigerator or whatever, plug in some kind of load to it so that it has a load and so we can make sure everything's okay. So you just don't, you know, I don't know how many people I know who has generators, but it hasn't started him in years or a year or 2 years or, you know, several months. You know, I just don't understand. You have the generator for a reason, but you don't make sure that your generator is in top shape. So when that reason does happen, you're like, oh man, my generator won't start. Or, you know, a lot of us don't, it's all about the gas. So if you leave gas in that carburetor long enough, it's going to gum up, it's going to go bad. And so I would say probably 95% of all the issues with generators or small engines is the carburetor. So, yes, if you have a generator, guys, you go out there and just start it up. It doesn't cost you anything to start it up. It doesn't, you know, unless you got it buried somewhere. If it's buried in your garage, then maybe whatever, you know. But just pull it out, start it up, let it run for 10, 15 minutes, whatever. Hook a load to it, vacuum cleaner, something. And just make sure your generator's up and running so when you do need it, there you go. All right, well, that's long enough and not a whole lot to say. Well, I got all kinds of stuff to say, but this video is going too long as it is. So you guys have a great day.